3 days after our divorce, my ex-husband showed up at my door, dragging a suitcase behind him with a pitiful look on his face. "Wife, I'm bankrupt. Let me stay here for a while, please," he said. Thinking about our past ties, I reluctantly agreed to let him stay temporarily. But why was he touching me all over like that? What was he trying to do? When people are 25, they're sweetly in love, but I, at 25, had become a divorced woman. I didn't dare tell my parents, fearing they might get so angry they'd break my legs. As I was gloomy, trying to think of a reasonable excuse to report to them, the doorbell rang. Trembling, I opened the door, worried if my parents had somehow heard the news. Before I could respond, there he was, my ex-husband, standing at the door. His beard was scruffy, his shirt wrinkled, his suit stained with coffee, and his once meticulously groomed hair was now tousled. The domineering figure he used to be had completely vanished. Indeed, my ex-husband was no ordinary man. He had once been the CEO of a publicly listed company with assets worth tens of billions. "Did someone mug you? If not, how could a guy as neat as you let yourself get this disheveled?" I asked. Fu Zhangning forced a smile. "I'm bankrupt. Would you let me crash here?" He sat on the chair, eating noodles with his head down. The way he devoured his food clearly showed he hadn't eaten for days. No way was he really bankrupt, but I didn't see any news about it in the papers. Carefully, I sat opposite him, trying not to hurt his already fragile heart. "Are you really bankrupt? Then what happened to those villas, supercars, and yachts?" He put down his chopsticks, sighed deeply. "All mortgaged." Then, with self-mockery, he pulled out an empty wallet. "I don't have a penny left now. If you don't let me stay, I'd probably be living under a bridge with the homeless." Looking at me, he said, "You wouldn't have the heart to leave me like that, right?" I hesitated. Who lets their ex-husband move back in just after a divorce? It didn't make any sense, not according to any divorce rule I knew. Logically, we should be strangers now, never to see each other again. Fu Zhangning and I hadn't married for love. Nor did we divorce because of infidelity. We were pushed into marriage by his grandmother. I used to be his grandmother's private nurse, taking care of her meticulously. Her last wish was for her beloved grandson to marry me. It sounded like one of the most cliché and ridiculous soap opera plots. But Fu Zhangning didn't resist. He agreed immediately. After the wedding, he never touched me but treated me well. Everything was smooth. He never forgot me during his fun times. Thinking of that, I softened and nodded. "All right, you can stay for now." Originally watching me for a response, Fu Zhangding's eyes lit up. "Thank you so much." That night, when it was time to sleep, problems arose. My rented place had only one bedroom and a living room. Living alone was spacious, but now with an extra person. I was embarrassed. I looked at Fu Zhangning. "I don't want to sleep on the floor or the sofa. I'm used to sleeping on a bed, but I can't let a CEO, even if bankrupt now, sleep on the floor. Someone used to luxury can't stand hardship, right?" He made me stop by the 2-meter wide double bed. Seeing my dilemma, Fu Zhangning took the initiative to grab a pillow and head for the sofa. "Yeah, that's rather gentlemanly," I thought. That night, I lay on the bed scrolling through news and saw an article about Langthing Corporation. Curious, I clicked it immediately. 10 minutes later, I changed into cool pajamas, put on a cute bare Appleky outfit, and went to find Fu Zhangning in the living room. Poor him. He really had gone bankrupt. Not just the company, but all his personal assets were mortgaged. Maybe even disgruntled employees. I smelled something off when he came in. For someone so devastated, and I let him sleep on the sofa. What kind of person was I? The living room light was off, but the curtains were drawn, and moonlight shone in. He stood on the balcony, gazing at the night sky. His back looked so lonely and isolated. From a pinnacle to the abyss, this contrast, anyone a little tender-hearted would probably be contemplating life's meaning right now. I started to feel sorry for him. I spoke up. Fu Zhangling turned around. Just out of the shower, his black hair was still damp and tousled. Little strands falling on his forehead. His deep black eyes were like the night sky. Impossible to read his thoughts. My gaze involuntarily slid down. He wore silk V-neck sleepwear, revealing a perfect clavicle and healthy tan skin. "Don't stare randomly," I reminded myself. I looked up and searched his face with my eyes. It's a bit chilly tonight. I was thinking the sofa's too hard. Men catch colds easily. How about we share a little?" He pondered. "Uncertain. You mean sleep together?" "Sleep together what?" "Don't misunderstand me. My face flushed as I stammered. I mean, sleep in the same bed, share the blanket, just talking, nothing else. Don't get the wrong idea. Saying that, I wanted to slap my own mouth. What the hell did it just say? I thought I heard a soft chuckle. Looking up, Fu Xiaoning had returned to his serious expression. In that case, consider it obeyed. He picked up a pillow and casually moved past me. I scratched my head, feeling something was off, but soon his cheerfulness vanished. He looked at the long carrot-shaped pillow I had placed between us, his mouth twitching. "Lamrory, what are you doing?" I cleared my throat. I tend to toss and turn in my sleep, afraid I'd kick you, so I have a little barrier." My eyes darted nervously. It's not that I'm afraid of kicking him, but afraid I might not resist the urge to shove him away. I'm the type who has every trait, only lacking a little shame. He lifted the corner of his mouth in a smile, holding the carrot pillow, his eyes twinkling playfully. "Lamrory, are you afraid of kicking us or afraid I'll do something to you?" I leaned back, throat dry. "Are you really that kind of person?" He chuckled softly. "Do you really trust me that much?" "Of course, if not, you wouldn't have stayed so chaste before we married, proving you weren't interested in me, but I was interested in you. If not because I heard a rumor that your first love was returning from abroad and feared you might abandon me in a moment of impulse, I wouldn't have taken the initiative to be the stronger one in this relationship. That's why I asked for a divorce." When I mentioned divorce, he said nothing and agreed the next day. Looking back, we rushed into marriage and even departed hastily. I almost felt sorry for the civil affairs officers. "Go to bed early," I said, hugging the carrot pillow, lying down and pretending to sleep. Pretending so long, I finally fell asleep. At midnight, I woke up needing to use the bathroom. Opening my eyes, I found the carrot pillow in my arms had been replaced by Fu Xiaoning. Like a clingy octopus, I wrapped myself tightly around him. He lay opposite me, eyes closed, breathing evenly, sound asleep. The night light was still on, so I could see his long, thick eyelashes clearly. People's hands are really hard to keep still. I couldn't help gently touching his lashes. He stirred slightly, making me panic and withdraw my hand. Then I carefully pulled my legs in, trying to remove his arm on my waist. When he opened his eyes, 4 eyes met, and I wanted to disappear in shame. We stared at each other for 5 minutes until I finally found an excuse. "Sorry, I told you I sleep restlessly and disturbed you." I immediately jumped up to sneak away, but he suddenly grabbed me. His warm hand grabbed my wrist. My whole body tingled as though an electric current ran from head to toe. I froze like a robot. Seeing me motionless, he frowned slightly and sat up to come closer, worried. "What's wrong with you?" "Numbness," I said. The next morning, when I woke up, Fu Xiaoning was no longer in bed. Thinking about last night, I felt utterly embarrassed. In my rush, I had cramped muscles and couldn't stand, plus needing the bathroom badly. I wondered if I'd have to relieve myself right there when Fu Xiaoning suddenly lifted me princess style and took me to the bathroom. Being carried felt wonderful, though it would have been better without all the embarrassment. A soft knock came from outside, followed by his warm, charming voice. "Are you up? If so, come out for breakfast." I replied softly, "Yes, coming." Coming out, I was speechless seeing the elaborate breakfast table. Did he prepare all this? Except for the eggs, all were takeout. He took out a burnt egg, smiling awkwardly. "Burnt, don't eat this." I sighed in relief. If the CEO was both good at making money and cooking, real men wouldn't exist. Novels always deceive. Flaws make people real. "So where do you get the money to order breakfast?" I asked. He pondered. "I sold it back." Poor guy, from the top, now selling a handbag just to buy food. I didn't know what to say to comfort him. During breakfast, I asked casually, "How much did the bet go for?" "Not much, just over 100 yuan," he answered, dipping a fried dough stick. I accidentally splattered soy milk everywhere. "What? Over 100? Are you kidding me?" Fu Xiaoning ignored my dark expression, still speaking gloomily. "Don't worry. I'm not freeloading. I can do brick carrying. I have to try so I don't freeze." "What bricks are you carrying?" "I'm fine. All my savings combined aren't worth your back sale. Guess even the rich when bankrupt be people like me. Golden bricks, huh?" While I was still confused, he sighed. "When we divorced, I said I'd give you half my assets. But you refused, right?" Why did I refuse? I must have lost my mind. Maybe I couldn't bear it either, so I went away empty-handed. Didn't even take a toothpick from your place. It's okay. People say money is just material, it can always be earned again. I believe with your intelligence, you'll start fresh. My pity mode activated again, and he seemed touched. Then within a second, my Alipay account received 150 yuan. Fu Sending said seriously, with me eating and living at your place, this should suffice, right? I blinked a few times. Not just suffice, you could eat yourself to death. So he officially started living with me. After breakfast, he took a call and left. I asked, you're not really going to carry bricks, are you? From a tall, mighty CEO, signing contracts and dictating roams, now forced to be a laborer? Just thinking about it makes me sad. There's over 150 yuan already. Why still try so hard? Worried about me? When I asked, he put his hand on the doorknob, eyes sparkling. I shook my head, not worried. His gaze darkened briefly but swiftly returned to calm with a smile. I'm off. Don't cook for me. But can you make that sweet and sour pork ribs for dinner? Fu Xiaoning's grandmother loved my sweet and sour ribs. He came to visit her twice a day, always sneaking a few bites. I nodded, silently cheering. Absolutely. You left 150 yuan for food. I can do abalone and wager beef for you, but let's save some. I wanted to secretly follow him today, see how he endured hardship, but I didn't want to embarrass him. Today was my day off. After breakfast, I went shopping. I was familiar with the market vendors now. The butcher chuckled, seeing me hesitate buying meat to nourish your hobby. I paused but nodded. Brick-carrying guy needs meat. So I naturally considered Fu Zhenning my husband, blushing as I picked meat. Carrying loads home, my best friend called. Hey, class president's organizing a reunion. That posh Trentin team is coming with her rich boyfriend. She's all show. Your guy is the real diamond CEO. Show her how it's done. I was silent. You can't? Why? Sad because my CEO is still unemployed. I hide my face because I'm divorced, but that diamond CEO is bankrupt. That night, I cooked a table full of delicious food. Fu Zending came back and admired. You really know your craft. I couldn't. Would be a waste not to be a chef. He grabbed a rib and fed my dad. Could he really let me be a chef when I'm pregnant? The atmosphere suddenly went silent. Since marriage. Fu Zending and I respected each other like guests. No intimacy, not even sweet words. And now, divorced, he had no qualms about it. I pretended not to get it even more. After eating, Fu Zending volunteered to wash the dishes at first. I wanted to stop him, but then thought if I was too cautious, would he overthink? So I let it be with a smile. 10 minutes later, my smile vanished. My newly bought dishes had sacrificed themselves to Fu Zending's clumsy hands, looking at the shards on the floor. He smiled sheepishly. It's okay. I'll buy you another set. No problem, just dishes. We sat down to pick up pieces, but accidentally bumped into each other with a loud bump. I fell backward, legs twitching twice. Ouch, can't take this. You okay? Fu Zhenning helped me up. I'm fine. Although stars dazzled my vision, he gently rubbed my leg. His careful, intimate touch made me see his long lush eyelashes clearly. His black eyes, like the night sky, reflected my silhouette. So close, I felt his breath. You're really okay? Why are you so red-faced? He asked. The beef dish had a little wine, so I'm tipsy, I said. Not really from alcohol, but from him. Fu Zhenning chuckled, looking at me with interest. Oh, really? Why aren't you drunk then? That's called beating around the bush, got it? Why only when I'm exposed do I agree? Finishing the kitchen, I prepared fruit desserts. Fu Zhenning went outside to take a call. I wondered who called to make such a show. An ex, perhaps. Thinking this, my hand holding the apple peeler froze. An acidic feeling surged, like gulping 2 liters of vinegar. Imagining him meeting an ex. I didn't notice when he returned and called my name, startling me. My hand became stiff, seeing I was bleeding. His face instantly changed, looking constipated for days. He grabbed my hand, worried. How careless. You're not helping, you scared me. Was he worried about me? 10 minutes later, I flaunted the carrot-like bandage on my finger. My mouth twitched. Your bandaging is unique. He looked up calmly, really creative. Trying to keep the peace, I praised him. He gently patted my head, eyes full of kindness. Don't get your hands wet for a few days. Let me do things, you rest. It's just a little scrape, not an injury. Why treat me like a cripple? Not serious at all, just skin scraped. Luckily, it's healing. I remembered a funny story once. A star hurt his finger. At the hospital, the doctor was amazed. If it'd come later, it would have healed itself. Tell him that. I laughed like a silly goose. Turning, I noticed him watching me intently, as sweet as syrup. My smile froze. I wanted to yell, why didn't I just tell such a lame joke? Though no longer a rich CEO, his style and taste remained. I lowered my head and quietly said, sorry for the bad joke. Not at all. Very funny, especially from your mouth. When I cared for his grandmother, she loved hearing jokes. I often searched online for the newest ones. Sometimes Fu Zhang visited her, standing silently by the door. I noticed, whenever we laughed, turning around revealed him standing there with a slight mischievous smile. I quickly withdrew my smile and sat upright, greeting him formally. Fu Zhang nodded, gently stepping inside. The treasure grandson is here? Grandmother's aged face lit joyfully. Thinking they'd want to talk, I prepared to leave, but he called, no outsiders here. You don't need to go. At that, grandmother looked at us knowingly. My face flamed. What do you mean, no outsiders? When grandmother slept, I saw him out. This nursing home was the city's best, hard for commoners without status or money to enter. Fu Zhang, busy and without time, hired professional nurses for her. At home, grandmother felt lonely, so he chose this place. They had nurses, doctors, nutritionists, and psychologists. Most importantly, she had friends to talk with, though mostly I was the one chatting with her. Situated on a mountain, fresh air, green trees, birds singing, flowers blooming. Walking and breathing freely cleansed one's soul. Fu Zhang and I walked silently along the tree-shaded path. He said, Grandma asked me to have you take care of her. I looked up and met his clear but cold gaze. My heart skipped a beat. I hurriedly lowered my eyes. Yes, feeling nervous. I shook my head quickly, lying. I didn't understand why my heart raced and throat dry whenever I met him. Maybe his aura was just too strong. I'm just a steel rod, not daring to act out before him. Really? He smiled softly. No, nerves is good. This wasn't the first time seeing him smile like under a cool canopy, blue sky and white clouds. That smile cast a spell straight into my heart. I called my best friend firmly, bring your boyfriend for backup. Or I'm coming to skin you like a pig. I was the pig and sheep she wanted to sharpen her knife on. No choice but to ask Fu Zhang for help. Hearing my request, he sat on the sofa, tapping his index finger gently on the table. Voice low, you want me to pretend to be your husband at the reunion? Flushing, I nodded. If it's awkward for you, we don't have to. We spoke simultaneously. As soon as he agreed, I stopped talking. He smiled thinly, such a small thing, I'd be happy to help. Besides eating your food and crashing at your place. I owe you, right? I said, eating and living at your place? But I've paid 150 yuan. He pretended to be troubled. I'm bankrupt, not even one decent outfit. I'll buy you some. I raised my hand immediately. Then no need to pick a date, let's go now. That was decisiveness typical of a businessman. He tracked me downstairs right away. Before the valet stand, I was dumbfounded. That's your car. Opening the door, he covered the edge like a gentleman. I rented it. Business requires appearances if you don't look refined. People won't even glance at you. Oh, that made sense. Feeling sorry for him, a once elegant man now struggling to start over. Sorry, I can't help right now. I truly felt helpless. If I had some ability, I'd do more. He paused, then his eyes softened. Suffused with gentle spring hues. Dummy. That dummy made my face burn, heart pounding. At the mall, Fu Zhang brought me into a high-end suit store he seemed familiar with. While he tried on suits, I sneakily checked the price list on a tablet. My heart raced, blood pressure spiked. An employee brought coffee with a gentle smile. Please wait. Here's a magazine to browse. Call me if you need anything. I gave a shy reply. Sipping coffee, I started calculating my savings. Maybe enough for the basic suit, but all my savings would vanish. Just thinking about it hurt. Why is fabric so expensive? Lost in thought, Fu Zhang emerged. Though professionally trained, the employee couldn't hide surprise and admiration. I was utterly stuck, staring at him. Fu Zhang was tall and slender, bamboo-like with a rare aura. No matter the circumstances, he always stood out in a crowd. Even with nothing left, his demeanor remained unchanged. As he walked toward me, I felt breathless, heart racing wildly. Seeing me flush, he raised an eyebrow. What's wrong? Nothing. I took a deep breath, patted my face lightly. It's a little warm inside. Warm? The AC is blasting in here. Please don't expose me. I want to keep some dignity. He said no more, looked at me, and asked, how about this one? Beautiful. Just the price isn't so pleasant. Beautiful. You look good at anything. Honestly flattering, since he decided to buy. Gathering courage to pay, he stopped me with a smile. I deposited some here earlier. Haven't used it all. No need to touch your funds. The clerk checked and said, sir, this suit costs 87 yuan. After deducting your account balance, you still have 680 yuan. Would you like to add more? I jumped and dropped my coffee. Dropped the coffee. No need to add more, Fu Zhenning said. There's a women's section, right? Yes, sir, she smiled. He nodded subtly, picking the nicest dress. When changing, I struggled to zip it up. Reflexively, I caught out, Miss, could you zip this for me? Thanks. Someone gently zipped my dress but didn't reply. Turning to thank them, I found Fu Zhenning right there. Our noses nearly touched. We were so close to kissing. I jumped back like a startled monkey. Why you? She's busy. I eyed him suspiciously. This brand store always puts customer service first. Staff never leave the fitting area. He must have made them step away somehow. His gaze was fixed on me, full of surprise and admiration. Not nice? I asked. He snapped out of it and nodded, very nice. No need to flatter me. Stop comforting me. Mom says my body is average. Nothing suits me. That's not average. That's petite. Petite women look cute in anything and make others want to protect them. Hearing you talk is really different. I felt comforted but balked when I saw the dress price. Forget it. Too expensive. The staff, sensing a sales opportunity, said a husband buying a dress for his wife. How can that be expensive? Embarrassed, I started to explain, but Fu Zhenning cut me off. He went straight to the checkout. On the way back, I called my best friend. Ready? The hotel event is at 7 p.m. tomorrow. I glanced at Fu Zhenning entering the bathroom and said tiredly, we blew all our money today for dignity. I whispered into the phone, Fu Zhending's bankrupt, yet he tries so hard to keep up appearances for me. I truly didn't know how to repay him. My friend giggled, get clean, get in bed, wait for him. Did you forget we're divorced? I protested. Divorce means remarriage is possible. You two live together anyway. Of course it's okay. Rabbits even graze near their dens. Frankly, I didn't know whether to laugh or cry. What do you mean rabbits graze near dens? That's done. Hot water ready for you too. Fu Zhenning just wiped out, drained his hair. I glanced at him and blushed deeply. Why aren't you wearing a shirt? He seemed to notice my embarrassment, cleared his throat, and said, I forgot my pajamas. Sorry. No worries. I covered my eyes with my hand but still peeked through my fingers. Come on, don't let the water cool down. He didn't expose my awkwardness and casually flaunted his attractive figure after showering. I kept mulling over my friend's words. During our time living together, I realized how I felt about Fu Zhenning. I liked him and probably couldn't let him go, but I worried about his ex coming back. If he left me then, I feared losing control. If I had to leave, I wanted to walk away with my head high, but I found loving someone made it impossible to hold your head high. If only Fu Zhenning didn't have that ex. After dressing, the power suddenly went out before I could put on pants. His voice came through the dark. Power's out. Are you okay? I'm fine. I hurriedly covered myself, but thinking about it, he's a decent man, he wouldn't barge in. Even if in utter darkness, he wouldn't see anything. Relieved, I started dressing. Then I slipped, fell backward with legs in the air. Hearing the noise, his voice became urgent. Rory, are you okay? I was in pain. Holding it back, I fell. It hurts. The door opened. His voice closer. Don't be scared. I'm here. Where does it hurt? Almost in tears, he wrapped my coat tightly. In the dark, his familiar scent wafted through. We used the same shower gel, such a strange feeling. Suddenly, his finger brushed against me, making me shiver. His voice faltered, apologized quickly. Then the ambulance arrived. They carefully lifted me onto the stretcher. Fu Zhenning accompanied me. Fu Zhenning, do you think I could be paralyzed? I asked, numbness spreading. Imagining a lifetime in a wheelchair, helpless tears poured. Will I be disabled? What do I do? He grasped my hand. Voice steady, don't worry. You'll be fine. Whatever happens, I'll take care of you forever. Could that be true? Has he ever broken his promises? I thought a moment, then withdrew my hand. Forget it. I don't want to trouble you. The paramedic finally couldn't hold back laughter. Don't worry, you're fine. After tests, the doctor said I have minor bruises. Nothing serious. I exhaled, relieved. No wheelchair for me. Will you still go to class tomorrow? Fusandin looked uneasy. Maybe delay it? I'll go. I'm fine, I said. Otherwise, my best friend would tear me apart. She always followed through. He nodded. Okay, I'll make sure you keep your dignity tomorrow. Next day, he was busy and late. My best friend urged me repeatedly, so I took a cab alone. The hotel was nearby. Upon arrival, I heard a mocking voice. Oh, isn't that Lam Jadi? Dressed up, but in that outfit my friend's gonna outshine you. Much. That was Trentine team. Smirking spitefully, my friend wanted to charge at her. I held her back. Compared to a fool, I said. My friend clenched her jaw. I really want to beat that idiot up. I knew she was angry for me. Trentine team, a wealthy enough bully who picked on me for standing up to her. Without my black belt friend from Taekwondo, my high school years would have been hell. Recalling, I felt resentful but powerless. Oh, whose black car is that? Looking cool. We turned to the shiny supercar slowly pulling up. I was excited. Oh my gosh, isn't that the one I lent you? It was unique. Who's the owner? As I spoke, the door opened and a tall figure stepped out. My friend and I gaped. It was Fu Zanding. He walked straight to me with a gentle smile. Class reunion, am I late? Gasps of surprise surrounded. Tran Tam Tim's face darkened. I dragged Fu Zanding to a corner, whispering, just a reunion. Where'd you get the car? If it's not a fake, there's only one in the world. You just enjoy yourself, don't worry about anything else. He smiled and patted my head. During the party, my heart burned. Tran Tam Tim constantly attacked Fu Zanding. Everyone knew he used to be a hotshot, a rising star in business, but his bankruptcy was also public, true to her name. Tran Tam Tim was sour and venomous. She mocked. Oh, isn't this land bankrupt Fu? Oh yeah, forgot they're bankrupt. What should we call you now? Before I could react, I leapt up. Tran Tam Tim, watch your mouth. If you don't want it, maybe donate it to someone. Oh right, your mouth's poisoned, nobody will use it. Silently, I gave a thumbs up. Curse perfect. Tran Tam Tim deserves a comeuppance. Sitting at the table with some, she truly lowered my class. I couldn't stand it. Class isn't decided by a bet worth tens of thousands or 100 million diamond. People like you don't respect others. We refused to share the table with her. I grabbed my best friend's left hand and Fu Zanding's right, ready to leave. I realized I shouldn't have come. It would only shame Fu Zanding with me. Say it, my best friend urged. Tran Tam Tim, unable to bear the insult, threw her bowl at me. I braced for pain but none came. Opening my eyes, I saw Fu Zanding shielding me. His body covering, his face was icy, gaze piercing. Tran Tam Tim, you dare lay a hand on me? My friend angrily grabbed her sleeve. If you don't slap her today, you're no good. I quickly stopped her. If my friend fought someone as sneaky as Tran Tam Tim, she wouldn't be safe, especially with a powerful father behind her. Otherwise, she wouldn't be so arrogant. What are you all doing? A familiar male voice said. Everyone turned. A man in a black suit stood there. I had seen him on TV, some wealthy heir. You bullied my girlfriend, Tran Tam Tim said in a drawl, grabbing his arm and smirking at us. It's them. Who's bullying who? I retorted angrily. When the man saw Fu Zanding, his face changed. Fu Xiao, Fu Xiao. Fu Zanding coldly glanced. This your girlfriend? He hesitated, then nodded. Well then, Fu Zanding grinned coldly. Miss Tran Tam Tim, get ready for a lawyer's letter, and your partnership needs review. He strode to her and slapped her hard. The room fell silent. I screamed in shock. I was stunned. Fu Zanding was always gentlemanly, never touched a woman. Yet today he slapped Tim Tim. She clutched her cheek, disbelieving. You dare hit a woman? He straightened his cuff. As cold. I never hit women. Today is an exception. You dare bully me? I'll pay you back tenfold. I excitedly cheered. Fu Big Bus is so heroic. He smiled kindly at her. Then he turned to me, took my hand, and gently smiled. The food here is awful. Let's eat somewhere else. I was dazed as he led me away. The man from before awkwardly called, Fu Xiao. Fu Zanding looked back, smiled meaningfully, and stepped forward. Bear the consequences yourself. He got in the car. Only then did I regain clarity. Why does he call you Fu Xiao? Isn't he bankrupt? But his reverent attitude wasn't what you'd expect from a man who lost everything. Fu Zhenning silently looked at me and sighed. Rah, I've been hiding something from you. I was afraid you'd be angry, so I didn't say. What is it? Curious, I asked. I am bankrupt, but I'm also the heir to the Fu family. He explained. I've been independent early, built my company from scratch, but my father was unhappy. He thought I should take over the family affairs. So he secretly ruined my company, forcing me to return obediently. Oh my god, I didn't mean to hide it, but when you asked for divorce, I didn't know how to express my feelings. The strong, commanding man before others now bowed contritely to me. I'm sorry. If you're mad, hit me, scold me. I bit my lip. I hate being lied to. He held my gaze, briefly startled, and apologized. Oh my god, but you helped me take revenge. Feels good so it's even. Fu Zhenning sighed in relief. He didn't know I'd wanted to slap her for a long time but couldn't. Thanks for letting me vent. He smiled and tapped my nose lightly. So my wife holds grudges. I'd better be more careful not to make you angry. I blushed. Who's your wife? I'm your ex. Besides, don't you have a first love coming back? First love? He frowned, puzzled. I don't have a first love. Isn't your first love me? He cleared his throat and awkwardly said. I was so surprised I was speechless. I really don't have a first love. Not sure where you heard that. Throughout life, the first to stir my heart was you. I swallowed and asked, since when did you love me? Since the day I visited Grandma and saw your smile show in all your teeth. He pulled out a small box with a sparkling diamond ring. His eyes sincerely embraced. Will you marry me again? I hesitated, but were mismatched. I breathed last time only to fulfill Grandma's wish. Then don't you want to fulfill mine? He looked at me burning with passion. Before I spoke, he silenced me with a gentle gesture, backing up, his gaze soft like flowing water. If you refuse, I'll remain single forever. I was speechless. Then he said casually, Fine, I won't force you. Take your time. But at midnight, he climbed into my bed. Furious, I yelled, you said to think about it, so why come into my bed at midnight? He wore an innocent expression. On the snake grass carpet, I grabbed a broom and went to the living room. Where is it? He rubbed his leg helplessly. I won't do anything to you. We can put a long pillow between us. I didn't believe him. Then a huge cockroach scurried out. I immediately wielded the broom to kill it. Fu Zhenning shrugged. See, I'm not lying. That night we slept on the same bed, with a long carrot-shaped pillow between. Sleep well. Daddy, sweet dreams. He looked at me, eyes so gentle they could melt me. I quickly pulled the blanket over my face. Good night. Next morning, I woke up clinging like an octopus. Panicked, I got up, face red as a ripe fruit. Fu Zhenning looked at me, innocent. Since you're hugging, don't tell me you aren't taking responsibility. He really knows how to trap people. Half a year later, Fu Zhenning and I held our wedding. I thought his parents wouldn't accept me, but they liked me instead. Fu Zhenning agreed to take over the family business. He said, I have to support my wife. Going home, I told him, you don't have to sacrifice for me. If you don't want to return, I'm fine. I can make my own money. I worry he used to wealth might suffer adjusting. All right, dummy. He gently patted my head and kissed my forehead. He enjoyed doing that. A year later, I gave birth to twins. A boy and a girl. Our whole family was filled with joy. Fu Zhenning held my hand. Wife, you've worked hard. No, not hard. By the way, have you weaned the babies? He paused briefly. I forgot. After the babies turned 1 month, Fu Zhenning decided to take me to an island to relax, but I video called the infants daily. Finally, he got mad, pouting, wife, who matters more, me or the kids? I broke out in a sweat. You're jealous of your own kids. I hugged his face seriously. Both matter, they're the ones I love most. I only love you. I wanted to say from the first glance I was drawn to him. I even named our kids then, and kids, if you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe to encourage more. See you next time!